Good Sunday morning. Elon Musk's criticism of President Trump's tax and spending bill erupted into a bitter public fight this week, with Musk going so far as to agree with a call for President Trump's impeachment. Musk blasted the Republican spending bill as a, quote, disgusting abomination and urged GOP lawmakers to kill it.
I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here.
In a phone call on Saturday, President Trump told me that he has no desire to repair his ties with Musk, and asked if his relationship with Musk is over. He told me, quote, I would assume so. As Republicans race to pass the president's signature piece of legislation, the breakup between two of the world's most powerful men is highlighting divisions on Capitol Hill. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office analysis found the bill would add $2.4 trillion to the debt over the next decade. Fiscal hawks in the Senate worry about voting for a bill that will add more to the deficit.
I can't, in good conscience, give up every principle that I stand for and every principle that I was elected upon.
So, I mean, breaking this down on the offset, on outright, you have Trump that is trying to do things in a political reality. You have Musk, who can do whatever the hell he wants, right? I mean, when you have, almost $500 billion, you could kind of do whatever you want. In this scenario, though, he cannot. Right? He can't just say this is what needs to get done, so let's do it, because you need people to come along with you. You got to play the political game. So the question remains: does Trump realizes obviously this is expanding the debt, and the CBO, they always overinflate. They're a mess too. They're kind of lefty also. So what do they say? Two point whatever trillion dollars over the next 10 years. All right, so you're talking about $100+ billion deficit year over year. Over whatever the amount of time is. So the thinking is that we can grow our way out of that. Not sure if we can do that. I would have liked to have seen, just like many people, I would have liked to have seen Doge going to the Pentagon. I really don't like the fact that the Pentagon was giving an extra $150 billion in this big beautiful bill, right? So that's pushing up to $1 trillion of spending for the Pentagon, who can't pass an audit. The fact that the Pentagon cannot pass an audit and Doge didn't go in there and audit them, that kind of says it all, right? Somebody is protecting the Pentagon, obviously the deep state or whoever it is, right? But they're not allowing even Trump they're telling him, no, we need more money. We need even more money. When it comes to Rand Paul.
And every principle that I was elected upon, and that's that we can't accumulate more debt.
Failure is not an option. We will get this done one way or the other, and it's not going to be easy.
President Trump telling me he remains very confident that he can still get the bill passed before July 4th, and claimed the Republican Party is more unified now because of how Musk treated him. When I asked President Trump if he thinks Musk could sink the bill, he told me, I don't think he has the power to do it. Musk spent more than $250 million helping Trump return to the White House. Musk posting this week, without me, Trump would have lost the election. As for concerns that Musk might fund Democrats in the future, President Trump told me if he does, he'll have to pay the consequences. Meanwhile, on Friday, Kilmargo Garcia, who the Trump administration had mistakenly deported to El Salvador, was flown back to the United States to face charges of human smuggling.
Just a point on that. Mistakenly deported to El Salvador. That entire thing is true. They didn't mistakenly deport him, though, because he had a deportation order. The only error that the Trump administration made was deporting him to the wrong place. It should not have been El Salvador. It should have been someplace else. This guy's about to get screwed, though. Big time. I mean, his lawyers should have just petitioned that he be removed from El Salvador and put somewhere else, some other South American country. But he's going to come here and spend a hell of a long time in jail. So, I mean, they used and abused him, and he's going to get the brunt of it in the end. His lawyers I'm talking about. He was just used as a political pawn, and he's being sacrificed right now to the masses.
Kilmargo Garcia has landed in the United States to face justice.
In April, the Supreme Court ordered the Trump administration to facilitate his return. President Trump telling me he did not call the president of El Salvador to directly ask for Abrego Garcia's return. Asked if he brought him back to the U.S. because of the court's order, Mr. Trump said it wasn't his decision. It was handled by the Justice Department and believes, quote, it should be a very easy case. Over the weekend, chaotic scenes played out on the streets of Los Angeles, where protesters clashed with authorities conducting workplace immigration raids. And overnight, President Trump ordering 2,000 National Guard troops to the city. California's Governor Gavin Newsom called the move unnecessary and said it will only escalate tensions. NBC's Jacob Soboroff spoke to the border czar, Tom Homan.
I'd love to get your response to Governor Newsom saying, essentially, your actions here are provocative, and the quote that he used was sowing chaos.
Governor Newsom's an embarrassment for the state. He's the one that's feeding this mantra. He supports sanctuary cities. He supports sanctuary laws. If he cared about public safety in the state of California, he would not have a sanctuary for criminals, where criminals get released to the streets of this state every day because of his policy.
Yeah,
Good
that's
Sunday
pretty
morning.
Pretty clear, pretty concise. I believe I think the Musk Trump thing is already fizzling out. Elon probably had a good weekend, and things will be calmed by Monday, by tomorrow, I'm sure. But yeah, guys, if you are still with me here, if you can subscribe, that really helps me out a lot. Yeah, but more to this, like I said, this Garcia guy, he's a lamb to the slaughter at this point. He should have, like I said, his lawyers just should have petitioned that he get removed to another country. He wasn't supposed to go to El Salvador. Fine. He's going to come here. He's going to get raked over the coals. The DOJ is going to, probably put him in a pen for a long, long time. He's going to wish he was back in El Salvador. But that's what you get, And everybody on the left is celebrating that he's home. He's returned home. He's in a jail. He's not going anywhere. He's going to stay in jail forever, unless he gets deported, which he probably should have already. It just wasn't supposed to be to El Salvador. But that's it, guys. Thanks a lot for coming out. Give me a like, give me a share, give me a subscribe, and we'll see you again in the next video. Thanks a lot, guys.